on the traditional lands of the Gwich'in and Inuvik people of the Northwest Territories. We are grateful to be allowed the opportunity to learn, work, and live on Treaty 11 lands within the Gwich'in settlement area and the lands of the Inuvik final agreement. We respect the generous sharing of traditional wisdom and knowledge. We commit to honoring paths towards self-determination. I want to recognize also, this is the start of National Nursing Week. I think we all owe them a debt of gratitude for their hard work and dedication. Item number 2, adoption of the agenda. Any comments? Nothing. Item 3, declaration of conflict of interest or pecuniary interest. Anyone? Councillor Devla.
8.1.
8.1. Thank you. Anybody else? No. Item number 4, delegation of presentations or petitions. 4.1, the RCMP report. If you'd like to have a seat, turn your microphone on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For those of you that were not at last council meeting, my name is Jesse Allen. I'm the new detachment commander here in Inuvik. So it's nice to see some new faces here. And I just did want to follow up. I know there was a question last meeting. I attended a bystander intervention training for adults. So I have spoken with the Justice Committee about that, and they say it's possible. So we're going to work together with them, and might take us a little bit of time. They're going to actually ask for some funding for that and see if we can partnership and roll something up for adults specifically. So, and of course, I'm open to questions about the mayor's report from anybody who has any.
Does council have any questions, comments? Seeing none, thank you very much for the report. Item 5, public question period. Any questions? Item 6, 6.1, the minutes of the April 26, 2023 council meetings. Any comments, questions, corrections? Councillor Wayman.
Did you get my email? Because I was out of country.
I'm
Did
sorry?
you get my email days before?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
thank you. Anything else? 7.1, the action items list. Any comments? Nothing? 8.1. Request for donation to the Great Northern Arts Festival. Has everybody had a chance to read the presentation? There are some concerns expressed here. Councillor Hood, did you want to give any more detail? Or Councillor Hood, SAO Hood? I gave you a promotion.
Sorry,
Yes.
I apologize for being remote, but just
That's okay. I understand you're not feeling well.
I don't really have a lot to, I think we tried to make it quite self-explanatory. Over the years, I mean, we've certainly administration and council have supported this festival and wish to do so in many ways, but we're just finding that as we're progressing the last few years and that there's more and more areas that we don't seem to are either not in the request or they're last minute or cause us scheduling problems because they change things sort of without notifying us, and then we start scrambling. So that's kind of, so this year I decided that I asked Dr. Sumer to just list out some of the issues that we see sometimes happening. Just so the council is aware of it. I mean, we fully support the festival and will continue, but I think, and historically we've been gradually weaning ourselves away from it. However, it just seems that the the onus on the town as far as the operation of the festival just seems to be becoming more and more demanding, so to speak. That's about all I've got.
Thank you for that. One thing I would like to see, if council agrees, is payment for any staff overtime. This has been abused in the past. And I really think we're going over and above what we should be doing for the Arts Festival. Well, I'd really like to see us charge for overtime for staff. Regular hours are one thing, but overtime's quite another. I'd also like to see us institute the damage deposit with which everybody else pays. And if there's no damage, of course, it's returned in full, so it's not really a cost if things are done properly. There again, that's entirely up to you. SAO Hood.
I just wanted to clarify a couple of things for the overtime. Certainly, sometimes if we if we know and it's scheduled, that's one thing. Where we're running to, where that other comment came from was just sometimes all of a sudden the schedule changes that afternoon or something, and they extend the time, and we've had our workers, done scheduled. The damage deposit part, I think this is just the first. I firmly believe that administration is recommending that any donation of the facility should be there should be the damage deposit paid. I just as they're no different than anybody else, because if something should happen, there's just like any other rental, and that's why we've put that in this year. But I think it's not just this; it's any donation of the facilities. It should become a common thing that the damage deposit is paid.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Kulakowski.
A couple of questions. One, I do have a concern that there's no one here from GNAP to represent their request. Also within the package, the letter from them wasn't included, but I'm assuming that the chart, the 43,000 is all the things that they listed out. And then, do I understand from this document too, that no one from GNAP has actually sat down with Lee's or yourself, SAO Hood, to talk about any of this stuff yet? Thank you.
SAO Hood, did you have a comment?
I had sent out an email to the executive director last week saying that it was up for this council meeting. We have run into issues of communication from them in the point of deliveries on their behalf we are not accepting, because the last thing we want to do is if something's broken and we accepted it and things like that, like the stone for the carving. Manitoulин's been trying, and they are having trouble getting a hold of somebody. So I think, unfortunately, the organization is a bit of flux. If you notice that the actual vice chairman lives in Fort Smith, but I had sent out a notice on that. It does concern me a little bit that we don't seem to get as much recognition as maybe we should on the donation side on their documentation, if that's what you were commenting on.
Thank you. Anything, Councillor Alexis?
I just want to know, is this festival, we have a budget for that, or will be a deficit if we support this festival?
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
I think, do we have a budget to support this festival, or we will be in deficit after supporting this event?
It's not a cash donation, it's a donation in kind. So as far as dollars go, the only cost to us is the cost of staff. Anything further? Deputy Mayor Kulakowski?
Sorry, I'm really struggling with this, just not having anyone here to ask questions to, and I feel like we've been kind of going on this item every year, a little bit, asking a few more questions, getting them to be in the room, and kind of really debating whether to give them less money or less of a donation every year. And it's very frustrating that, I know Grant said he can't get a hold of them or whatever, but maybe the board can send a representative if they don't have an ED in place at this point. I guess the only thing I would look for is if we could see their letter and their application that they submitted like before Wednesday, I would appreciate that.
Thank you for that, Jenna. Okay, SAO Hood,
No, I agree that it would be helpful to have them here, and if council wants, you can just make a motion to defer this to a later date and have us direct administration to try and get a hold of them and confirm a date.
I think I quite agree, SAO Hood. They're not here. I don't think we should be dealing with this. Maybe on Wednesday, we'll ask for a motion to defer if nobody does come. Is council agreeable with that?
Sorry, you don't even have to do a motion to defer because the agenda for the committee, for the regular council meeting can be different from the committee of the whole. So you can just take it right off the agenda.
Okay,
Not even be there. They're two separate meetings kind of a thing.
thanks for the clarification.
Mayor Wood?
Deputy Mayor Kulikowski?
Just if it's possible for them to have someone on Wednesday, I'd be happy to listen
Oh,
to
yeah,
them on
definitely.
Wednesday. Okay, thank you.
Hey, could we get Tony back?
Yeah.
I mean, Councilor Devlin.
Come on back,
Item 8.2, HR Policy and Procedures Manual. Any questions? Seeing none. Oh, Deputy Mayor Kulikowski.
Sorry, just want to give everyone else a chance first. Just wanted to make comment that I'm very happy to see that this item is on the table. I know a lot of work has gone into it, a lot of people hours, including with our lawyers, making sure that everything is up to par, and just really appreciate the work and look forward to being able to implement it to hopefully simplify a few processes here at the town. So thank you.
Thank you for that. I totally agree. I know SAO would, and even our former human resources manager put a lot of work into this, so it deserves to be recognized and thanked. Bylaws. 9.1, code naming bylaw. The third and final reading. Any questions? Seeing none. 9.2, the business license bylaw, third and final. Any questions? 9.3, the cemetery bylaw, third and final reading. Any questions? 9.4. Repealing old bylaws. Any questions for third and final reading as well? 9.5. First and second reading of the bylaw to provide for debenture borrowing for utility construction and related infrastructure to be up to $5.5 million. Any questions? As you know, that's a utilidor in the new proposed subdivision. No questions? I think we've already discussed this a number of times, so. Okay, moving on. 10.1, department head reports, capital projects report. Any questions?
Um,
10.2, community services, department report. Any questions? Seeing none. 10.3, financial report. Any questions? Information items, we have various research projects from the Research Institute. Item 12, council concerns. Any concerns tonight? Being none, we do have an in-camera item, item 13. Take a 2-minute break before we start that.
Do you need a motion to go in or no?
You need a motion.
A motion to go in camera, Councillor Devlin, seconded by Deputy Mayor Kulatowski, all in favor? Motion's carried. Thank you for coming, everyone.
Okay. Come this way.